Inside the Story with 60 Minutes producer Henry Schuster.
I was looking over my shoulder a lot. I was scared for my life because we were getting death threats.
Death threats?
Yes.
What did they say?
We're going to put a bullet in their skull.
Imagine if you are a victim on the internet. Imagine if you are Matt and Matya Benassi, two people who suddenly discovered that there were conspiracy theorists who said that Matya Benassi was patient zero, that she had brought coronavirus first to China and then to the United States, and that her husband Matt was involved in all this.
They posted our address, where we live.
You were taking all that seriously.
Yes. Once my address was posted, that was it for me.
They go to the State Department because, of course, China's gotten involved. They go to the FBI, they go to their local police, but federal and state law enforcement, they don't really have any answers because the law is not written that way.
Even though we were receiving death threats, they didn't say, we're coming to the Benassis to kill them tonight. And they want something that they can act on right away.
They need a crime to have been committed.
That's correct.
And you're trying to prevent a crime from being committed.
Absolutely.
Did you hire a lawyer?
Probably in the first week, I talked to a local lawyer. But you quickly realize there's not much that they can actually do. Even if we won a defamation case, right, it would cost us probably more money than we can even get out of him.
What are the protections that someone has if they're targeted on the internet?
There is very little that you can do, actually. And even when you try to do something, most of the time it gets ignored. Nothing gets done.
Now, imagine you're Lenny Pozner. Lenny Pozner is the father of Noah Pozner, a 6-year-old boy who was murdered along with 25 others at Sandy Hook Elementary School. People were saying the vilest things about him, his wife, his son, and the other Sandy Hook families, and Lenny Pozner decided to fight back.
As we're sitting here, you're wearing an elaborate disguise, and I wonder why you think that's necessary.
Well, there are a number of reasons why death threats have been made against me, and a woman has gone to prison. There isn't any longer a separation between the online world and the offline world. What is said about you will carry over into your personal life, into your career, into your relationships, into your community, and it will impact your life.
It's really hard to put a stop to this for a lot of reasons. You're taking on the internet. You're taking on the worst corners of the internet. And suddenly you're getting death threats.
What are we about to hear?
These were voicemails that were left by the woman who was sentenced to federal prison.
You're going to die. Death is coming to you real soon, mother.
How do you account for that kind of hate?
I have no explanation for what compelled her to have that much hate and then direct it at someone who lost a child.
She was able to go to the FBI, and he was able to get charges brought against Lucy Richard, and she went to federal prison for 5 months. But she is the exception. She's not the rule. The dozens of people who've harassed him, the other people who've threatened him, none of them have paid much of a price, if any price at all, because that's not the way it works. The law is really ill-equipped in the cyber age to deal with cyber harassment.
And what is this?
This is a TransUnion TLO comprehensive background check.
Doxing, if you're not familiar with it, is when your most personal information, your address, your credit reports, get revealed on the internet. And it's just one more way that people who troll you can harass you.
Part of the way that they stalk me is they get investigators to pull involved background checks on me.
We blurred all this out, but it includes your name, your date of birth. Is this actually your Social Security number?
That is my Social Security number, yes. It then lists every place that I have lived, including photographs of apartments that I've lived in, going back, I think, 20 years.
Anonymity is a feature of the internet that makes fighting back so difficult. Sometimes you can trace it, sometimes you can't. But that's yet another way in which cyber crimes and cyber harassment are so difficult to fight.
You know that there are people watching this interview thinking, well, we have freedom of speech in this country, and any of these people can say whatever they want online.
I think that people don't understand the concept of freedom of speech. The internet has now blurred that definition. It doesn't give people the right to defame someone or incite others to hunt someone down, or just generally terrorizing someone is not free speech.